Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have Justin from alternative metal band ALBORN.
How are you, buddy?
Sometimes it takes a while. In the end, is it worth violence? Feel so. You're out of line tonight. I've got the best of you, so make your move. Give me all, give me more. We'll try to find the words that bleed me dry. Take me a smattering. We disagree again. Sometimes it takes a while. In the end, it's that
Justin, last time you were on the show was February 16th, 2023, and we talked about the songs Hindsight and Push. Give us an update of what you've been up to.
Oh man, I mean it feels like a different band from 2 years ago. Honestly, it's been wild. We started kind of just thinking harder about why we're doing all this, and then kind of reformed. I wouldn't say we rebranded or anything, but it's just been a lot more. What do we want first? And within the last couple months, it's resonated with a lot of people. So it's good, man. It's really good.
Like, did you have like outside influences pushing you certain ways for your sound, or did you just say, what are we doing? What are we chasing here? Are we being authentic? Is that kind of like what you were talking about?
Yeah, I think like if there was influences pushing me, it was pushing me away from them. Like it was everything with Allborn has always been, all of us in a room making the decisions together, and it seemed like we got a few too many people involved. There's nothing bad to say about any of them, but they didn't get what we were doing like we did, and it's easy for them as professionals, or possibly this is their full-time gig, to say, well, yeah, you can't do this, you got to do that or whatever, because we've done this with a million other bands, we know what works, we know what doesn't. But to us, after a certain point, it's like we've sacrificed all the time, we've forked over all of the money that we can afford, and we're still working day jobs, so we just kind of pushed it all aside, and we're like, let's just do this for fun, kind of how was supposed to be from the beginning. And boom, I mean, it was just boom. But a lot of it was looking inward at like, what are the influences? Obviously heavily influenced by a lot of new metal, uh, just heavy hard rock or whatever you want to call it. But my origin, a lot of that was like Skinnerd and Credence and shit like that. And we actually had a pretty bad internal year last year, to where I didn't know what the future of the band was going to be. And I wrote a whole album of completely different genre. And I was showing it to my guys because we were still tight. It was just the chemistry in the band. It was weird. And they were all like, I love this. Like, why aren't we doing this? And I'm like, well, I mean, I guess we can, but I still want to be heavy. This other album that I wrote, it's not heavy. So then I've always been big on acoustic. I just started noodling with some stuff, and then made a couple demos, sent them to the guys, and they're like, this is what we want to do. And then, apparently the rest of the world agrees, or however many people we have, tripled the size of what our 10 years of trying to make this band into something. The audience is triple the size in 2 months. It's like, okay, we must be doing, it's just crazy that what we want to do is what worked. You know what I mean? It's just a bizarre thing to wrap my head around.
Like, when did that, like, begin? What was the song that started that whole rebranding kinda thing?
I would say Violent, but the more obvious one is While the Gettin's Good, because that was the one where we completely quit giving. Can I cuss on here? I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, shit. We quit giving a shit, dude. We forfeited all of the things that we'd ever worried about, because you always got to worry, like, not everybody can pull off a Tool-esque song. Not everybody can have a 2-minute intro and people are going to give a shit. So you always have that stuff conscious in the back of your mind when you're writing music, especially if you're like us, a very small band. You're like, okay, it would probably make sense for this song to be around 3 to 4 minutes. It would probably make sense for vocals to happen relatively quick. And all of those things that these bigger industry people have told us for years, we just completely erase that from our minds for writing While the Gettin's Good. And I mean, that is the song that, just like that, crazy, crazy, crazy.
Okay. And you're an independent band, you don't have you finance your own band yourself.
Yep. Yep. This is the first year that we haven't gone severely in the red, which is awesome. We cut a lot of spending earlier in the year, but now we're actually like profiting money, which is unprecedented. I mean, in 10 years, consistently lost money every year. And it got bad enough. I think that last time I talked to you was when we were doing, that was probably around the Power Man tour, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was brutal. That put me $40,000 in the hole that year, but like my whole life is wrapped around this and dedicated to it, and same with the guys. So it was like, well, it only makes sense if the money's going to go anywhere, it might as well go towards this band. And then, I mean, like then the next year comes, I'm like, I'm not spending that much again for literally no return. We had to buy onto that tour, and that's just how the game goes. But it was, I'm probably going to be overly transparent here, but I don't give a shit. It was 15 grand to do that tour. Okay. And everybody said it's all about the exposure. The exposure it's just going to pay off in the long run. Bullshit. However, we did break even on that tour. We made like exactly 15 grand after all of our expenses. And when we told the guy that helped us get that tour, he said, that's almost unprecedented. Like, to break even, usually it's always a loss. So I'm like, okay, so I know that we can do it. It's just getting there has to be done a different way, And the buy-on thing, I mean, hey man, if it works for some bands, that's awesome, But the exposure element of it, sure, it introduced me to you and a lot of other people that are crucial. So I can't say it was a total loss, but it just didn't feel like it transpired into what I was told it was going to, But I mean, that is the music business in a single statement. Like, it's just going to be a letdown for the most part,
So, what have you learned about the music industry in the last couple years that you know, you're like, I'm just not going to listen to them anymore. I'm going to just go with what's in my head and figure it out on my own?
If you like ALBORN's not a single artist. There's technically 7 of us heavily involved, and we're gonna showcase them a lot more here the first of the year. But that's another story. Um, if everybody is on the same page and they're the people holding the paintbrush, they're the ones that get to dictate what the picture is going to be. You know, um, it's just a lot of it's not really like an attitude of like fuck everybody else. We're going to do it how we want. It's just, why are we doing this in the first place? Oh, yeah, because we like making music. So that's what comes first, you know, which is such, I mean, just to say it like that is so obvious if you're not in a band trying to make a career out of it. But it's so hard to accomplish once you actually start trying to figure it out. You know, why is my first 30 seconds of my music, why is the engagement dog shit? It's like, okay, well, what do I got to change? I should probably be more interesting right out of the gate. So then you get vocals, same thing. And you're like, okay, you know, it's just battle after battle after battle. And then once you just kind of forget about all that, it's like, oh yeah, music is cool. It is fun, you know? So I don't know, man. I don't even really remember what the question was, to be honest.
Okay. Here's one that's been like in the news a lot. AI and music. What's your stance on that?
Well, it doesn't bother me, you know. For somebody that isn't a musician to like go head over heels supporting an AI artist, I think is kind of bizarre. But as long as they know about it, you know, I mean, it's just like that. That's the kind of shit that you're just not gonna ever get away from. You know, I hope they put some laws in place and some regulations because, like, you know, it gets weird when it's like when they're a trending artist on Spotify or something. It's like, okay, well, we all know Spotify doesn't pay out that much, but the bands still rely on that. So if you're having these other artists trending, are you actually paying anybody, or is it your AI artist so you can just fund yourself, not have to pay anything out? Like that to me should be a lawsuit. You know, that's not even a matter of like right or wrong. That's just like, that sounds illegal. You know, it'd be like if we found our own fucking source of gasoline for our vehicles and then just didn't tell anybody about it. But me and you can just, our whole job is driving around the country and, oh yeah, we don't have to pay for it because we figured out it runs on fucking, you know, petroleum jelly and I know how to make that or whatever the fuck, you know? Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't bug me near as much as it bugs other people, but I think it's also because, like, you know, all of AI is just a gathering of everything that's already been done, you know, so it's not like everybody is capable of reinventing the wheel per se, but it's like it's just a collage of what's already happened in a different order, you know. So if anything, it's kind of interesting to me to think of how they come up with something that could sound unique, but it's not. Like, for example, it's on my phone. Hail, it's not Hail Satan. It's Hail, uh, Hail something. I heard it's an AI artist that when they first, whoever was doing it, when they first announced it, I'll figure that out. It's Hail, God damn it. Hail something. Uh, when they first came out, they said it wasn't AI. And then people were like, however they figured it out, they started commenting. And then finally the band came clean. They're like, yeah, uh, this isn't real people. But it's because they put the tune out and it started becoming like a trending album and people were making articles about it and they're like, this is going to be the next big thing. It was like a female fronted ghost-esque, uh, you know, that demonic theme for whatever reason, but it's interesting and it's creepy, but it sounded very 70s. And I was unbelievably impressed with how AI was able to make the drum set sound like a John Bonham drum set, you know, and then all these weird psychedelic sounds that were happening. Um, Man, if I can't think of that by the end of this, I'm going to message it to you and just plaster it on here. God damn it. Hail something. I'll think of it.
Can you talk about some of your tricks that you use on social media for engagement? I saw this one video. I've seen it a couple times. It cracks me up every time. You come in the room and you ask the guys, "Hey, have you checked out that demo I sent you?" And the guys are like, "Yeah, we checked it out." And you're like, "What do you think about it?" And they're like, "Oh, the guitar part's all right." And the other guy calls in, and you ask him, and he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You guys didn't listen to the message."
Yeah, man. I don't know. The content stuff was the exact same as the music. I was like, we were told by a lot of other industry people, like, you need to be content, 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 content. And I mean, you see the trends and you see what's popular, and that's fine, but that's like, none of us have an interest in doing those. Maybe there's a couple in there that were like, yeah, I guess we could see ourselves doing that, but then it's just a copy. Like, we don't want to, again, it's not like we're trying to reinvent the wheel, but it's like, let's just do what we like. So I was like, let's just make some skits here and there. And, it's not like any of them blew up, but none of us cared because we still laugh watching them back. I mean, we got a couple videos up that are like skit-esque that have a couple hundred views, and they did terrible. And I don't give a shit because it cracks me up every time I watch it. It's the funniest thing to me. And as long as I enjoy it, who gives a shit, man? So yeah, I guess the trick is just like, don't do it for anybody else. If you're doing it for like views and likes, I get it. You want to get your band out, but it's just not authentic. And I think authenticity is the key to being an artist, in any field, any kind of artist. Don't make it by copying somebody else. I mean, they stand out because they're their own entity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of advice would you give for upcoming bands now?
Don't fucking take advice from other people. Dude, I'm in no position to give any advice. Trial and error. I mean, listen to what I said and then do the opposite. And then when you're wrong, do what I said. And then when that's wrong too, do something else. I'm just a dumbass, man.
Yeah, just being authentic and true to your sound, I think, is the way going forward. Authenticity, I think, in the future, because there's so much fakeness out there right now.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think, I used to think that if your wallet was fat enough, you could make just about anything happen. And I don't think that's true either. And I think either way, it's just you gotta resonate, but you're not gonna resonate with somebody if it's not authentic. Like, I think that's in the definition of resonate, like an authentic connection or some shit. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you could possibly expect to get progressed in the music industry if you're trying to be something else. I don't know how that would ever work. I feel like we've always been authentic, but we've definitely tried to ponder here and there, well, radio doesn't like 5-minute songs. All right, we'll cut it down, well, radio wants a chorus under this and that. So, I mean, we did ponder. There's songs we modified for other people that I wish we wouldn't have, but like I said, it's a trial and error, live and learn type thing.
Okay. Let's dig into a couple songs here. Violent. Let's talk about the music video for this. Like, you guys are out in the country. Uh, you there's dancing. There's a bonfire. There's like donuts in the yard, blown out tires. You're riding around on a lawnmower, pulling your friends along. Tell me how that video came together.
That was following the previous 4 songs that were paid for or by us, but at a studio. That was right at the tail end of, why are we doing this? We're figuring everything out. Let's just be ourselves. Let's do things ourselves. So that video was in my backyard of my old house. All the vehicles are mine. It cost us nothing to make. I mean, it was all of our homies got together, beat the shit out of some stuff. I blew a couple tires on my truck, but it cost us nothing. And I was like, let's just, no matter what we do in the video, let's make sure we're not acting. Let's just, obviously if you need to script a little something here and there, but let's just be ourselves. So like, there's a lot of Nate being our guitarist being annoyed with me. I do that constantly. I'm like, let's showcase that, there's me being a reckless dumbass. That's my life, And then the other two, what I don't even remember what we were honing in on them for, but it just captures us, and that's all I really wanted to achieve with that.
I like the part where the tire blows out, and then you look at the camera and you're like, "Violent," right on cue, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that was totally scripted. I did or not scripted. I didn't expect that to happen right at that point. I was like, well, fuck, I'll just scream violent and see if we can line it up, you know. But I edited that music video too. That's the first music video I ever edited. I mean, it very literally cost us nothing, and we have at one time spent 5 grand on a music video, which still isn't even that bad compared to other artists. But the money's we're dried up to it. This year I was like, we can't be spending like we did. Let's try it in house. And I don't think anybody was confident, including myself. And then I showed them the first revision. They're like, all right, this will work. We can make this work.
Um, I wanna dig into the lyric line there. You say, "Sometimes it takes a while. In the end, is it worth violence?" And it's from my take on it, it's like there's people with different views and there's disagreements, but it shouldn't turn violent over just a different view of something.
Yeah. I mean, I love everybody's own interpretation of my dumbass words, but yeah, I think personally I was just coming from a place of like the music industry, like where we were with it. It's like I could get really mad about all this shit. I could go online and do a bunch of ranting and bitch at a bunch of people, call a bunch of people out, but it's like that's my version of violent because I'm not violent towards people. Like I'm violent towards vehicles and shit. But and that was my own kind of way of just being like, I know there's bad people out there, but I'm just gonna have to live and learn, and walk away with the best smile I can put on, that type of thing.
Okay. The next song is your new one, "While the Getting's Good." Um, I wanted to ask you, at the beginning of that, the clean guitar, is there like a mandolin or a banjo? Is that doubled too?
Yeah, it starts with acoustic, and then right before it kicks in, we posted a clip of that online, and a lot of people commented saying that was one of the videos that went viral, and they said, you got to get a banjo in there. Well, it all happened so fast that I called a buddy that night, or a buddy got a hold of me somehow and said, I got a banjo, $100. I'll deliver it to your house. I'm like, bring it tonight. So that night, I recorded with it and posted a clip that night. I was pretty tanked by that point, too. It was like I worked 4 10s. It was the fourth day of the 10. I was pretty fucked up, but I was like, I'll figure this out, So, like, to all banjo enthusiasts watching too, I tuned that thing like a guitar, which is a huge no-no. I'm also a lefty, so I got to play it upside down. And banjos, for whatever reason, put a tuner right in the middle of the neck. So every time I was sliding, my finger would hit it, and it cut my hand open a couple times. So I took pliers, ripped it off. So it's worth nothing now. It's tuned like a totally regular guitar, and all the purists are gonna hate me for it. But that at that time, I didn't have time to figure out how to play it. I just had to make it work.
It blended together awesome.
I'd love to hear that. That's awesome.
I wanted to talk about a couple lyrics on there too. You're you say, "I should have got out while the getting was good," and then there's another line at the end. It says, "Just trying to make a living. This ain't living. It's a prison." And it reminds me of what we were talking about throughout this interview, where you're talking about the music industry and you're struggling to get by, and kind of like you if you knew you were getting into this and it was going to be this hard, would you have given up, or would you have just kept on going, you know?
Oh my God. I wouldn't have changed anything if I knew, for better or for worse, because I don't know. I don't view it like that. I don't require good things to happen. I just know that they're gonna, even if I don't actually know that they're gonna, you know. Um, I was just thinking about that earlier. Like it's easy for there's a couple other people in a group that hit me up. They wanted to do a collab, uh, which is really cool because they're local dudes and they've been doing this just as long as me and my band. And we were just kind of shooting the shit. And I was thinking about, I'm like, and they all got families. None of us do. A couple of us are married, but no kids, no nothing. But they are. And I was like, at what point do you, and they're doing really well now. They got a new group and this has been their year. I mean, it's been a fun thing to watch, but it's kind of the same thing where it's like, man, once you get a family involved, I know that if your drive is similar to mine, it's like it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. But at what point, when you have an entire family involved, do you go, is it going to happen? And when? Because I got to take care of these other things that matter a lot. And I think, with pursuing the music business, I don't know. I don't know if it is selfish or not, but it feels very selfish while you're doing it. When I got to take time away from my girl or other family events, I mean, I miss a lot of stuff because I'm sitting here pursuing this. So, I mean, I don't know what it would take for, just at what point do you question it, you know, especially with a family. I haven't. So, fingers crossed, man.
Give me one way out.
Okay. Do you got any shows coming up before the end of the year?
We got one more Saturday, the 20th in Urbana at the Canopy Club. And then a couple weeks off. I don't really know. I'm terrible at remembering dates. I'm surprised. I mean, that one's in 2 days, but I'm still surprised that I knew it. I'm the worst with dates, dude.
Okay. What's your plans for 2026?
Oh, the funnest thing about thinking about 2026 is our following is so much bigger in the last couple months that it's ever been. And I got nothing planned, man. I got no plans. We got a tune coming out next week. Whole lot to say. We're going to put out another tune after that. Devil's Dance, all very honing in that sound of the While the Getting's Good, a lot of bluegrass metal stuff. And I got no plans, dude. I'm just gonna cruise and let things come my way. I don't want to stress about anything. Me and my entire band are having so much goddamn fun. I just want to keep that going. You know, as long as spirits are high, dude, you can't lose. You know.
Yeah, you just wanna sit back and relax and not push it, just let things happen as they come, you know?
Yep. Yep. There's been, I mean, even when we put out While the Getting's Good, I got hit up by a handful of industry people. And I think they were expecting me to geek out because some of them are pretty big names. And then I don't know if they got disappointed when I didn't. I didn't blow them off by any means, but I didn't get on my hands and knees, you know. Uh, I haven't heard shit from them. And I'm totally okay with that. You know, it's all good. A lot of them said, a couple of them that were talking to my manager said, we just want to sit back and see what happens. I'm like, that's fine. Like, do it, you know, because the one guy said that was a month ago and our following was half the size at that time. So it's like, good, man. You could have got in while the stock was cheap, you know?
Um, yeah, but, you still have control. I think you don't wanna lose that control in that momentum that's building. There are independent artists that, I know that are headlining tours by themselves, like whole tours with a whole tour package, and they're selling out. So it is possible without a label or a backing like that to do it.
Mhm. Well, and I'm curious too, like, once that conversation happens or if it happens, in today's age, the song we're putting out next week, I'm shitting on industry people. And maybe it's just me being a dick. Like, I don't have anything against anybody. It's just I'm being an asshole in the song. Like, that's my character or whatever. But I mean, I honestly, what do you think in this day and age a label could really offer a band? Because we know money's not in the picture. So is it just connections? You know, is it just touring, big US tours or worldwide tours? I don't know.
I think you could just network with everyone that you're friends with to like navigate. Like you have friends that book tours. You network with them to book a tour. You have friends in bands. Hey, let's get on a tour and together and do this. I don't think you need a record label anymore. I think, you got other streaming services out there to get music out to people. So, yeah, what are they really doing for you?
And I think like all of the managerial stuff, like we have a manager and he's busy, but there's so much day to day that I have to do, and it's unbearably overwhelming. But it's because 40 hours of my week are somewhere else. You know, I'm being a mechanic 40 hours a week. So I think if I had that, this would be a piece of cake, you know. But like right now, it's two full-time jobs with unpaid overtime on one of them. You know what I mean? So it's that aspect of it. I think a label would be nice, but again, you know, if that were to be the case, then I probably wouldn't be working my day job anyway. So I can tackle it. I don't know as much, but I know enough to get me where I am. So I mean, you know, everything is a learning curve. I don't know. It'll be interesting if anybody does reach out, they'll probably, if they see this, they'll be like, "Dude, you're so dumb. You have no idea." You know, it might be one of those cases. I have no idea. I love being told I'm wrong, and I don't know enough. So I'm all ears. You know.
uh, Something I found out in the last couple weeks was there was a thing in Congress, and I found out that the radio station has never paid any artist any kind of royalties from any of their songs they played on the radio station in the last 50, 60 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, got some phone calls to make. No. um, wow. There's not even there's got to be something in place, isn't there?
No, they're working on it. There was some different artists that went before Congress and talked about, like, Elvis has never been paid for any of his royalties on the radio or anything.
Wow. Huh.
So why do we support radio stations that don't support artists?
I mean, dude, that's not a question for me because we have a radio station in this area that's kick ass and support the shit out of us, especially. So you're gonna leave me out of the bad mouth and radio conversation.
I'm just throwing it out there because, like, I assumed all along that artists was going to get paid through radio because that was like the first thing before even Spotify or anything else. And to find out that it's never happened, that's just crazy, you know?
Well, like through distribution, you get payment on every service that'll play it. And those services have, like YouTube has got the one thing, the most obvious one, where it'll flag any other video that has your audio. And then part of your copyright will be that you allow them to use it, but you get credit for it, like a revenue share type thing. So I would be surprised if the radio didn't have that revenue share as well, or there wasn't any. I mean, there's got to be a way to track what's been played. And even if the royalties are shit, it's got to be something, but that's bizarre. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I'll send you the article when we get done here and you can read all about it.
Pretty wild, man.
Where can we get a hold of you? Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, yeah. Me personally, good luck. I'm terrible at messaging. I message you back, but that's about it. But yeah, I don't know, man. The band's on all the shit. ALBORN. It'll pop up somewhere.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. Thanks for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Are you in a position to start talking about the place or not yet?
Yeah, we could talk about it if you want to talk about it a little bit. You got any questions about it?
I'm just curious when we can start hyping it up. When's it going to get announced? When's it going to get the ribbon cut?
In the new year, we're gonna start putting up like some ads and stuff. I already bought like a big billboard that I got up on the road, and um it's gonna open up in April, and it has like overnight stays for bands, washers, dryers, showers, everything a band would need. We even got like a VIP room that you could use if you got like VIP guests and stuff. And that's kind of like a storyteller's acoustic unplugged type of room. And then the main room is like 250 to 300 cap. And we're going to have cameras on every floor for bands if they want to record their show or make a live album there, they can.
Dude, it's going to be the spot. That's a perfect size venue too. That's a really good size room. Like 250 is that's good.
Yeah. We're going to also have like a podcast room where we could like have discussions with bands and stuff. And
Yeah, dude. We'll do this not over the phone, man. It'd be nice.
um do you have any other questions about that?
Oh, I mean, as soon as we get off this, yeah, I'm gonna have a handful. I don't know, man. I look forward to the announcement, and I really hope to be a part of it. I think it's gonna be kick ass.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. We got a good team, you know. Over the years you find out who's going to stick with you and who's serious and who's motivated and who ain't, and I think I got a good group going forward that we're all on the same page. So,
Good deal, man. That's the most important part to make something like that work is having the right team. So if you got that and you're confident with it, sky's the limit, dude.
yeah. Yeah. Um, you got any other thing to add? Anything else you want to add?
Shit, man. I mean, you're putting the pressure on me now. No, I don't. I don't think so.
Promote what you got coming up next. When's your new song come out?
Oh fuck yeah! Whole lot to say comes out the 26th. I think that's next Friday. That was another thing. The song is shitting on the industry. The industry says it's terrible to release music right around the holidays, especially they say this in the guidelines. They say it online, and I'm being a dick, but they say it online. Worst time to release is in between Christmas and New Year's, so we're releasing between Christmas and New Year's. Boom, take that. And if the song flops, joke's on us, and I'm okay with it. But yeah, a whole lot to say is out the day after Christmas. I think we'll put it on YouTube a couple days early, as long as I don't get flagged for it or whatever. As long as my own copyright doesn't keep me from doing it, you know.
You know, that might be the best way to release it, but right after Christmas, because everybody got like their iTunes cards and they're buying music right after Christmas, you know?
I mean, dude, the music industry shuts down from Thanksgiving till the end of the year. I have heard that every fucking year I've been in this band, and they do it like teachers in school, like a summer break. I don't get it, and I think it's ridiculous. But like I said, prior to Thanksgiving, our following was half the size it is right now. So perfect, dude. Take your time. We're gonna keep working. You know.
Okay. Thanks for coming on the show.
Dude, thank you for reaching out and having me back, man. I will come anytime. I would really dig next time this happens to be in person. So you get that venue opened up, man. Let's lock it in.
Definitely. Okay. Thanks.
All right, brother.